Islam, peace, assalamu alaikum, hotep, and shalom. Shalom, welcoming you into the future of Moorish News. I am your host, M.D. Love Ill, Assistant Grand Sheik is to the Sheik, which is my guest today, Islam Grand Sheik Lionel Love Ill. And also, I am welcoming Sheik Jackson Bay. Sheik Jackson Bay, how are you?
Sheik is all as well.
And also, let me give Islam to all of North America, South America, Central America, Mexico, and the Atlantic Islands, the few that are still standing after the earthquake. What I am about to share with you, my viewers, my guest, is something that's going to change you after today, after this show. You will not be the same. Now, whether or not you continue your research, study, and investigation, that will be totally up to you. The name of this show is The Court Battle That Broke the Roman Seal. Yes, I said it. The name of the show is The Court Battle That Broke the Roman Seal, and I like to talk about that court battle that broke the Roman seal. As I mentioned to you, the things that you will hear talked about on this show today may shock you for the rest of your life. But because this is a new era time, now is the time for people to wake up, for the world to wake up, because love is here knocking at the doors of our heart. Now, one of the first questions that I want to ask the Grand Sheik, and I want to have the Sheik go into, is why was the court battle necessary? Because it's been said that the Moors are not supposed to be in court, but it's also was stated by our holy and divine prophet, Noble Jew Ali, to go to those who know the law and ask them in an intelligent tone, and you will be rendered a favorable reply. Grand Sheik Loville, why was that court battle necessary?
Islam. I rise giving praise to Allah, the great God of the universe, the Lord, governor, cherisher, sustainer, ruler of the worlds. I give hail and high honors to his love thought made manifest, Prophet Noble Jew Ali. I give hail and high honors to the forerunner, Marcus Garvey. The reason why, dear Sheik, is that it was necessary to go into court is because the Moorish Science Temple of America as a body politic was set up and domiciled within the venue of the County of Cook, which is another body politic. And so that means that everything that we did would be interfaced at that level with regards to documentation filed that affects real estate. The Recorder of Deeds also shares a dual role as the Registrar of Torrens Titles. This is the part of government or the agency of government that is responsible for filing documentation that affects the transfer of real estate and land. So when the Prophet Noble Jew Ali filed our document 1010-5905, it was not only a document chartered, it was also a certificate of title that relates to the transfer of property under the Torrens registration system. Now, the Torrens registration system is different from the chain of title system. Be that as it may, it's an abstract of title rather than the chain, a link in the chain going from one link to another. At any rate, our role as having the powers and duties similar to that of trustees, being sheiks, is to have access to the Recorder of Deeds office in order to file documents that affect real estate or land, whereas we could get access to our burial ground, camping grounds, schools, and things of that nature. So this would be the area that we would also file proclamations, announcements, or trust instruments related to our body politic. So what occurred is, at one point in time, and this was approximately 2 years ago, we go into the Recorder of Deeds office to file documentation and amend it to the trust. and we were given information that we should go over to the Secretary of State, because now the Secretary of State is handling everything with regards to the Moorish Science Temple of America. Nothing could be further from the truth. So in understanding the history of how the Moorish Science Temple of America was set up, transitioning from that of a civic organization to a religious organization as a body politic. Now, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali explained the evolution of the Moorish Science Temple of America within the his speech titled Moorish Leaders' Historical Message to America, where he showed the progression of a civic organization to that of a religious organization or corporation or body politic. So the Secretary of State, as of May the 1st, 1928, the Secretary of State was formally put on notice as to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali's intention to claim the name of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Subsequently, on July 20th, 1928, the great meeting was held that resulted in the document 1010-5905 being filed.
Thank you very much for the information. Also, Sheik Jackson Bey, I want to talk to you about what are some of the things that the county did. And I want the audience to also know that what you have up here is the ones that are responsible for, the council that's responsible for, the sheiks that are responsible for standing up for the body politic and protecting the Prophet's movement. Sheik, what are some of the things, Sheik Jackson Bey, that was did by the county to prevent us from moving forward as a body politic? What are some of the things that the county did?
Islam. Great question, Grand Sheikas. And I would first like to rise, give all perfect praise and honor to our Father God Allah. I would like to acknowledge all of the divine prophets, namely Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, and the last and most illustrious prophet of these days and times, our most noble prophet, Drew Ali. I would like to acknowledge you, Grand Sheikas Loveville, and also you, Grand Sheik Loveville. It's an honor to be present today. To address the question, Grand Sheikas, if I may, one particular component is that the state of Illinois and Cook County has conspired with various fractions of leadership within the Moorish Science Temple of America. And up until even this present day, after Prophet Noble Drew Ali established the Moorish Science Temple of America as a body politic and corporate, it was to remain so. And tragically, and to the detriment of the people, others have conspired, and the Moorish Science Temple of America has been known fraudulently or falsely as a general not-for-profit. In fact, currently, the Moorish Science Temple of America nationwide is either recognized as a general not-for-profit or a for-profit religious organization. But Prophet Noble Drew Ali established a body politic religious corporation, and it's in place for us to organize so that we can take care of business as it relates to our issues and our concerns. And one of the components that the state of Illinois has used is styled as 805 ILCS 105, which is the General Not-for-Profit Act, I believe, quoting it correctly, when it should be properly styled in its current form as 805 ILCS 110, which is dealing with that body politic and corporate. Islam?
Islam. Thank you so much, Sheik Jackson Bey. Islam, and that's a great misunderstanding, and as a result of that great misunderstanding, our people's blood is being spilled on the streets daily. We have been put in a false, sunken state of poverty. And not only that, because of those blocking statutes that have been used and utilized against the body politic, as a matter of fact, you're looking at the council that stood in court before the judge in defense of what Allah has sent our holy and divine prophet with to help uplift the nations of the earth. Not just the Moorish American Muslims here in North America, but what has been sent and trickled down through that vast estate, the birthright of the Moorish American Muslims here in North America, is a vast estate that can help put the economy of the U.S. back in a safe zone. In fact, removing it out of the red and therefore allowing the nation to relax as far as the budget is concerned. So we really do need the blocking statues to be removed so that we can, as a nation of people, move forward with our lives. I want to talk about that unjust enrichment, Grand Sheik, of the state of Illinois due to the willful ignorance of the existence of the Moorish Science Temple of America as a body politic. Because in having the temple ignored and put in a wrongful status as a non-for-profit, certain things occurred with the state of Illinois. Let's talk about that enrichment, Grand Sheik.
Just for the record, so that everybody knows, unjust enrichment means when someone is making money or earning a pay off of your demise, or if based on your detriment, they're receiving compensation or funds. So what occurs is this: the Moorish Science Temple of America as a body politic was hidden and it was swept under the rug. They were the foes of the prophet who were detractors, and they sought to fly away, much like the 72 conspirators that set to shut out Asar. So what occurs is they fled and did everything in their power to detract and deter from the body politic. And so what that left was the Secretary of State still was honoring the civic non-for-profit that the Moorish Science Temple of America actually started up as. And so they continued to issue charters, annual reports, and they received $150 per year for the existence of the Moorish Science Temple of America as a general non-for-profit. So normally what occurs is when a corporation, before a corporation is started within a particular state, the state of Illinois, for example, they always tell you to take 2 different names in addition to the name that you're going to choose, in case that name is already taken, so that the state wouldn't be in any, it would be any issues where they would give you a name that was already trademarked or copyrighted. So be that as it may, the Moorish Science Temple of America had already proven that the name had been pretty much made sacred and set aside for the body politic. So there was a reversion back to the name of the Moorish Science Temple of America, but within the jurisdiction and realm of a general not-for-profit. So this is what's caused the unjust enrichment. And also, in addition to that, there were other states that followed suit to what Illinois did, Illinois being the first. We also have Maryland, the state of Maryland, that began to issue charters in the name of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And again, if it's been done in another state, that still holds true to any other state. That name is special to that particular entity. So there have been other states that are in collusion, and they have followed suit to begin to receive unjust enrichment due to the ignorance of the Moorish Americans. Because see, the prophet, he explained to us, he says, if you're not careful, in 50 years, you won't even know that I was here.
Thank you so much, Grand Sheik. And as a result of that, what we have is willful ignorance being exercised from state to state to state, which is causing the original temple, which is what the prophet Noble Jew Ali in the flesh, who was sent by the great God, Allah, the Father of this universe, is causing that temple to be buried. And this is why, another reason why it was necessary to bring that court battle to break the Roman seal. And yes, the Roman seal has been broken. In spite of the religious discrimination that is going on today in Cook County Recorded Deeds Office against the Moors, the Moorish American Muslims as a body politic, and also the slander that is going on with pictures being put up because of the job that is being performed by the officers of the Moorish Science Temple of America as a body politic, which Allah, the Father of this universe, has instructed us to do. So, as I mentioned to you, this court battle that broke the Roman seal is going on today as I speak to you. The corruption here in the state of Illinois, you cannot make this up. You would have to be in the courts. To all of the Moorish American Muslims out there in the world, whoever you are, wherever you may be, you need to tune in because of your birthright, because of you having an estate in this great, and I'm talking North America, South America, Central America, Mexico, and the Atlantic Islands before the great earthquake. This is an inheritance, a great inheritance, the greatest inheritance known to man. And in this day of time, this is one of the greatest secrets being held back from the masses. And so I felt that it is necessary and it's time to let the world know one of the greatest secrets that's being held hushed in the city of Chicago, the state of Illinois. No, you will not hear from it on Fox 32, Channel 2, Channel 7, Channel 9. No one is covering this show but CAN TV. So come and get it while you can. And whatever you do, know for yourself. Because before you know it, it is going to be before the face of the earth. Because the Moorish Science Temple of America, if you don't know, is one of the greatest movements of all time, in the history of all time. It was established to educate the so-called Negro, Black, and Color, and African America here in the Americas today. It was established to return the birthright of the so-called Negro, Color, Black, African American today. This trust was also brought forth by the great God to answer the prayers of those who believe in this great place called America, because there's enough finance for all. What we want to talk about now is the nature of the court battle. Sheik Jackson Bey. When I first met the Sheik Jackson Bey, he was a researcher, studying, looking for knowledge. I want you to talk about Sheik Jackson Bey. The fact that coming to court to watch this great court battle, what moved you to take a stand, knowing that the foes are many and great? Sheik, what moved you to stand up and become a part of the council that would defend the Prophet's temple and the movement?
Islam, Grand Sheik, it's a great question. With me particularly, if I may reference our Circle 7 Moorish Holy Quran, in which it is stated by Allah through our great prophet that man would regain his lost estate and heritage. And this is in a battle that, or a conflict that cannot be told in words. But if I may make an attempt as to address the great question by our Assistant Grand Sheikhs, what compelled me, or what has led me on this journey, is because I was aware upon doing my due diligence and research, as you indicated, that the Moorish Science Temple of America is in fact a body politic.
Islam.
And it is the reservoir of what's necessary. It is at the root of what our people need, particularly for us to clean up our communities, for us to be able to organize and begin to construct schools. You all make reference oftentimes to burial grounds, hospitals, even holistic facilities in dealing with the many ills or the conditions or the states of our people, physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Islam. Absolutely, absolutely. Speaking about nature of that court battle, we definitely need to understand that. I want to talk to you, Grand Sheik. This question I'd like to direct to you is the type of case, and where is it filed? What type of case is this that we're working on in the courts, and where is it filed?
Islam. This case is filed in the Circuit Court of Cook County.
Absolutely.
And the parties are the Moorish Science Temple of America as a body politic versus the state of Illinois Secretary of State Jesse White and Cook County Recorder of Deeds, Registrar of Torrance Titles, Karen Yarbrough. And this has been filed in Chancery Court. So what occurs is Chancery Court is a court of equity. And this is basically a declaratory action. A dec action is a declaratory judgment, where a declaratory judgment is going to be determined based upon the facts that have been presented in the case. So the whole purpose of the case being filed was to determine the intention and purpose of document 10105905 as it relates to the Moorish Science Temple of America as a body politic. So when we,
what is one of the ways you think that will help to assist the Moors, Grand Sheik? Because I understand that that DEC Act that we filed was to help the county to understand what it is that we have filed and has been hid and buried. I need everyone to understand that this 10105905 document has been buried since 1929, and that is one of the reasons that also this case had to be brought before the nations of the earth and before the state of Illinois, and also as a body politic. How is this going to affect the Moors? I need you to go into, and then I want the Sheik to go into, how is this DEC Act going to affect the Moors now that we have received a favorable reply?
Well, that great
for
thing,
the nations of the earth.
The great thing about this is we have all known of the fact that the prophet set us up with a body politic when we study his works. Now it was just a matter of getting the other side to see. It was basically like a MMA match or something, and getting them to tap out, because the presumption had to be removed. When we went over there, we were sent, first of all, we were sent to the Secretary of State's office with the assumption that we were under the jurisdiction of the state. So what they explained to us is that
really didn't understand. They really didn't have a clue. Is this what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they were feigning ignorance. I'm saying that these are people that are supposedly brilliant and well schooled in the law. So just like when you went to the attorney and he was able to look at it and recognize on its face of what this is.
Absolutely, you know? Absolutely.
So
and that was a real estate attorney, keep in mind.
Correct. This is prima facie evidence, okay? So what they did was they feigned ignorance and said, you know what, go ahead and put something in writing. So basically what we did is we went on this research, study, and investigation journey and went more in depth, even more intense to what we were doing already.
So that was in 2015.
To explain, yes.
That 2-year period.
We were putting this information in writing, and we were basically providing a forced consultation to the state of Illinois without being compensated. We look on the record and we see that the Attorney General has compensated the Archdiocese of Chicago.
The warehouse.
Right,
Okay.
doing research of the State Comptroller's office.
State Comptroller's
we can
office.
see that the church has been contracted with.
I want to thank you all very much for tuning in with us. And we have more to come. This is actually the first part of our show. And we're talking about the court case that broke the Roman seal, and how the Moors here in North America are going to benefit greatly, because in fact, the Moorish Science Temple of America is a body politic and has been since 1928, August 1st, 2:52 p.m. The Prophet Noble Ali brought it to us. I want you all to know that Allah loves you. Continue to love yourself. We love you with a love that would never die. After today, you would have to make a decision to stand up for truth or to stand up for falsehood. It's simple.
Islam.
But remember,
Peace.
whatever you take a stand with, you got to ride it out. Peace and blessings to you all. Join us. We will return shortly with more Moorish news. Peace.